Once upon a time, there were two boys, brothers and heroes of the town. One evening, while they were playing with Legos, they looked out the window and saw a massive creature emerge from the darkness. Its silhouette shimmered in the moonlight. It was the Dragon King, back for revenge. Its silvery wings shone like the moon itself. In a fit of rage, it swooped down over the town, breathing blazing beams of fire and laying siege to the land. People screamed. People hid. Some even dove into toy bins filled with stretchies and other games. But not Wilder. Wilder, a strong, fearless, 3-year-old warrior, stood in the street with his dinosaur cape flapping in the wind. "I'm not scared," he declared. The sky bulged and ripped open, unleashing a roaring storm of dragons. Big ones, tiny ones, even a polychromatic polka-dotted princess one that looked like she'd been dipped in sprinkles. They were everywhere. "Look!" Wilder shouted. "They have huge wings!" He was momentarily mesmerized by the sight. This would make such a cool puzzle, he thought. A golden dragon snapped Wilder out of his daze as it dove down at him, trying to bite off the boy's nose. Wilder clapped back and shouted,
"No! I eat noses!"
He jumped onto the back of the beast. The dragon bucked wildly, but Wilder hung on tight. As the dragon soared into the sky, Wilder climbed onto a golden wing and jumped off. "Fling, fling!" he shouted as he fell through the air. The wild wind whipped Wilder's face, parting his hair into a perfect mohawk as he plummeted toward the earth. With perfect precision, he pulled the cord of his parachute, and a giant inflatable canopy billowed open. Meanwhile, across the burning village, a 5-year-old kung fu master named Quillian zoomed between houses, putting out flames like a genetically engineered cheetah. Suddenly, a charcoal dragon torched a row of rooftops. Quillian skidded to a stop. "Oh great," he muttered. "A lava drooler, just what I needed." He spotted a sword glinting in the grass, grabbed it, and ran in the dragon's direction. "Hey, booger blaster! Hope you like the taste of steel for breakfast!" But before the boy could finish his sentence, the dragon whipped its tail and smacked the youth into a wall. Wham! Quillian fell with a thud, and his sword bent nearby. The dragon slowly stalked toward the beaten boy and rose up on its hind legs. Steam poured from its nostrils as Quillian tried to resist the intense heat. The dragon struck like a viper. Bruised and weaponless, Quill was barely able to dodge the first attack. Surely the dragon wouldn't miss again. As the dragon reared up for a second, Wilder burst through the smoke and sliced clean through the dragon's leg with his super sword. "Chop chop," he grinned. The dragon toppled like a tree. Wilder ran to help Quillian, but the older brother was already marching toward the beast. The dragon whimpered. The boys looked at each other. Wilder lowered his sword. "I kind of feel bad," he said. "Yeah," Quillian agreed. 2 against 1 really isn't fair. Here, help me fix its foot." Together, the two boys gathered boards, cloth, and anything they could find. Working side by side, they wrapped the dragon's leg in sturdy bandages and built a cool cast to help it heal. As the dragon watched, its fiery eyes glowed in gratitude. Meanwhile, a feathery figure watched from the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Its sharp beak reflected the glow of the flames all around. It was a turkey, and not just any turkey, a Thanksgiving turkey, large and round. It waddled out confidently. "My dear gentlemen," it gobbled, "would you care to join me for—" Interrupting the turkey mid-sentence, a sudden burst of brilliant light erupted onto the battlefield. A swirling portal opened, and out stepped Ash Ketchum, a Pokemon trainer from Pallet Town, with Pikachu, his trusty sidekick, at his side. "Looks like I'm late to the battle," Ash yelled. With practiced precision, he hurled 3 Pokeballs into the air. In a flash of red light, Charizard burst forth, wings snapping open as it chased the dragons, filling the sky. "Go, Charizard!" Ash yelled. "Fight fire with fire!" Squirtle emerged on the rooftops. "Go, Squirtle! Use your water gun attack! Put out those fires!" Bulbasaur joined too, faithfully assisting Squirtle by lifting broken beams, shifting debris aside, and clearing safe paths for villagers to scramble towards safety. The turkey crossed its wings. "I swear, Gobble, every single time, Gobble." It was slightly offended, but also impressed. Very impressed. Friendsgiving, it seemed, was about to get a lot more interesting. Up in the sky, Charizard unleashed a blazing inferno at the golden dragon still stalking the skies. Meanwhile, Quillian heard a scream. A house was on fire. A portion of the roof had collapsed, trapping a family inside. He sprinted over, grabbed a flaming beam, and then Hulk threw it across the yard. Then he ripped the door off its hinges like it was made of cardboard and shouted, "Go! Run!" waving the family towards safety. Squirtle ran over to help and started to water the flames. Quillian grinned and grabbed a hose nearby. "I'll race you," he said. "Squirtle!" The two blasted fires, giggling, slipping, sliding, and accidentally turning a burning mess into a very wet puddle. Charizard and the Golden Dragon were locked in combat, neither willing to back down. They were exchanging bright blasts of brilliant flames when Wilder had an idea. "Charizard, return!" Wilder shouted. "Hey, that's my line," Ash said. "Trust me," Wilder said, "this will all be over soon." Charizard wheeled through the smoke, turned into a streak of red light, and slipped back into its Pokeball. With nothing left between them, the Golden Dragon dove, talons outstretched, jaws blazing. But Wilder didn't flinch. He raised his hand and simply, yet firmly said, "Stop!" The dragon hit the brakes and slammed onto the ground, wings billowing a hot gust of dust and smoke over the boy. It stared at him, the tiny human that had clung to its scales and jumped from its back without fear. Now it was giving him commands? What kind of human would dare? Then the dragon spotted its injured friend lying nearby, patched up and safe, instead of in harm. Only then did it realize that the humans weren't attacking, they were helping. The dragon trembled and slowly bowed its head. The fight was over. It was tired, and now it was time to rest. Wilder stepped close and pressed a gentle hand to its snout. "It's okay," he whispered. "We're not here to hurt you." The turkey marched forward and cleared its throat loudly. "Ahem!" it announced. The entire battlefield froze. Ash, Pikachu, Charizard, the dragons, the boys, the villagers, even random pieces of burning wood seemed to pause mid-crackle. The turkey puffed its feathers importantly. "I have been trying," it announced, "to invite you all, gobble, to a very important Friendsgiving feast, gobble. But between dragons, portals, Pokemon battles, and general chaos, gobble, honestly, it's been quite difficult." A hush fell. A tumbleweed tumbled through the crowd. Everyone blinked and looked around at each other. The turkey spread its wings wide. "So, gobble, heroes, dragons, Pokemon, all, everyone is officially invited. Because today, after everything, I believe we all deserve to celebrate." Quillian grinned. "I'm in." Wilder raised his hand. "Me too." Pikachu squeaked cheerfully. "Pika!" Even the dragons gave rumbles of approval. That evening, long tables were set with plates filled high with pies, pears, and delicious mountains of mac and cheese. The dragons lay nearby as kids doodled on their casts. Wilder retold the story of the time a dragon tried to eat my nose. Quill bragged about beating Squirtle in a water gun battle, and Squirtle disagreed. Ash explained how he'd found the portal in the first place, and the turkey proudly presided over everything. When the feast was finished, the dragons rose one by one to join each other in the starry night, breathing sparks that unfurled into glowing ribbons across the sky. Wilder leaned against Quillian. "That was the best Friendsgiving ever." "Yeah," Quill said. He put his arms around his little brother. "The very best." And so the night ended in peace, warmth, and wonder. A Friendsgiving no one would ever forget.